Another thing we should warn you about. It's the educational system. The school, it's a place where you will spend most of your life till you turn 18. The goal of this institution is to dumb you down. During your youth, you will feel curious about the world. You will ask yourself many questions. And you will have an insatiable craving for learning. You will have the potential to become an artist, a wise human being. But that is something the elites don't want you to become. And therefore, they will place you in the indoctrination system, where you will be kept busy, learning irrelevant things, to ensure that by the time you are an adult, you don't have a fucking clue of how the world works. You will be so ignorant, that you won't even realize that you are being exploited before your eyes. So dear future generations, you will definitely be idiots, if you only have learned what has been taught to you in the schools. Unless you do research by yourselves, you will be ignorant creatures, who will destroy themselves.
But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is a message from Anonymous, for the World Health Organization. It is widely believed that you are a group that truly seeks to maintain the best public health around the world, but in the past few months, it has become apparent that you are more of a political organization than a public service. In fact, your allegiance to the governments that support you through massive financial donations has put the world in grave danger. The organization that you belong to has a very important responsibility, because it is trusted by most of the world for credible information. You are seen as the utmost authority on health information, and act as the arbiter of truth for up-to-date science on emerging diseases. Most media broadcasters, politicians, and health officials around the world have looked to your press releases and news conferences for the most up-to-date scientific information on the growing COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, and you failed miserably in your duty to protect the people. Your response to this virus has been a day late and a dollar short, every step of the way, beginning with your refusal to admit in the early stages of the outbreak that human-to-human transmission was taking place, when this fact was obvious to scientists and journalists around the world who were following the story and keeping up with the studies as they were being published. At the time, the Chinese government was doing its best to downplay the severity of the outbreak, and the World Health Organization acted as their mouthpiece, reporting whatever Chinese authorities told them to. As a result of this guidance, the entire world did not take the threat seriously, because everyone assumed that the World Health Organization could be trusted. Members of the World Health Organization also took months before finally declaring the coronavirus a global pandemic. During press conferences in recent months, representatives of the organization insisted that they wanted to avoid declaring a pandemic prematurely because they didn't want to scare anyone or create a panic. However, scientific findings have since shown that we were already dealing with a global pandemic by the time that Chinese authorities decided to quarantine Wuhan, because the genetics of the virus has been traced back to at least October or November 2019.
What we see are epidemics.